Hi, I'm Mandy Patterson, owner of Mandy Patterson Coaching and the A-Game Athlete Mental Training Program, where we teach athletes how to trade fear for fuel so they can master their mindset and elevate their performance. Have you ever wished you could be more confident in yourself and your skills? Others may have even told you to be confident, and you've tried, but it didn't really work. You weren't really sure how to be more confident. You may even think that confidence is some elusive thing that you can't control, that it's a goal that you have to strive for until one day you're worthy of receiving it. Well, I want to tell you a story about one of my athletes, Cody. Cody's a high school baseball player, a catcher who was heading into his senior year. I'd worked with his team the previous season, and he found what I said really interesting and helpful, but he was hesitant to approach me about it one-on-one because he was afraid what his teammates and his coaches would think. He was afraid they'd think he was a head case or not mentally tough enough to be a key player on the team. But in the fall, he reached a place where he was questioning if he should even play anymore. He had so much anxiety thinking about the upcoming season, and he worried about not being good enough. He knew there were talented underclassmen fighting for his spot, and he was afraid to put himself in a position to fail. He wanted to play in college, but he felt pressure because if he didn't get in, then all of his years of training were for nothing. Those were his words when he came to me. In our first conversation, he was nervous, and he wasn't really sure how this mental training thing worked, and he doubted that it could help him. But he decided to trust me in the process, which I was so thankful for because I could feel the weight on his chest and the heaviness in his words, and I didn't want him to count himself out. I did not want him to give up on a sport that he loved because he didn't feel good enough. Over the coming weeks, he committed to the process and he did the work. He was open and honest with me in our conversations, so much so that almost every session he continued to ask, "Now, how is this supposed to help?" So I reminded him to keep doing the work and trusting the process. And let me tell you, the transformation was life-changing. Not only did he go from third string to starting catcher, but he stepped into a leadership role and wanted to help his teammates develop. His entire demeanor changed. He couldn't help but being from ear to ear, telling me about everything he was able to accomplish, including earning a scholarship to play in college. But his parents told me that he was a different kid and he was so much happier than they can ever remember. That he is now able to work through challenges instead of shutting down with frustration. He had learned to see the good things he was doing and focused on things he could control, like his effort and his resourcefulness, which served him so well as he led his team to a victorious season. I can say with absolute certainty that he made his senior year count, and all it took was a commitment to trying something new and investing in his most important asset, his mentality. Cody is an extraordinary kid who is able to accomplish some pretty amazing things, and you can too. If his story resonated with you, I am so glad you're here because today I'm going to teach you a simple strategy that Cody used to trade his fear for confidence. This strategy will show you how to think about your games in a way that's helpful so that you're consistently improving in your performance and strengthening your confidence. Post-game emotional roller coasters from excitement to anger to total shutdowns are going to be a thing of the past, and you can feel proud of your hard work and motivated to continue developing in the sport that you love. This is the 2-1 plan. Imagine what it's like after a tough game for you. It's likely that you finish up with an honest review from your teammates and your coach, where everyone recaps all of the mistakes and should have moments, and in some cases are completely silent, which is when you know it was a total fail. Then you make your way over to your parents, and again, go through the recap of the could have, should have, next time moments, which set the tone for the rest of the day. The focus was on the things that did not go according to plan, the mistakes and the missed opportunities. And then what happens to your confidence? It completely tanks and you hope for a better future performance so that you can regain it. For many athletes, this pattern of post-game analysis even applies to their good games. If they played well, they attribute it to the mistakes that didn't happen and the errors that were avoided. Like my baseball players who say they played well because they didn't strike out or get any errors. The default way of assessing performance is focusing on the negative in comparison to a standard of perfection. This will wreck your confidence and it'll still your ability to trust in yourself and your skills. What if I told you there was a different way? There absolutely is. I am telling you, there is a different way that is so much better. That's the 2-1 plan. This is what I teach my athletes. I have included a free download of the plan for you below this video, so be sure to grab yours, print it out, and take it with you to your next game. Parents, this is a great way for you to switch up the post-game conversation from how did it go? What happened? To helpful, curiosity-driven talking prompts so that you can support your child without adding pressure and help them strengthen their confidence. All right, let's jump right in. After games, the first question I want you to ask yourself is, what are 2 things I did well today? The old way of thinking, it focuses on the bad things or the missed opportunities. The thing that stands out is the missed shot, the drop ball, or the loss, which causes us to discount everything else that we did and define our performance by one single moment. It's that false thinking error that one mistake can make or break a game, which feeds into that fear that your hard work, it's going to amount to nothing. I truly believe that there is no such thing as a failure or a bad game unless we choose to make it one. Everything you do matters, so reflect that. And it all starts with a focus on the good things, the things you're proud of yourself for. Look for proof that you do good things and write them down as facts to support why you deserve to be confident in yourself. This is real. The judgment that goes along with the things you should have done or the mistakes you shouldn't have allowed, that's not real. By writing down 2 good things first, you're reprogramming your brain to focus on the good things, which is going to cause you to pay more attention to these in real time in the future. When you notice you're doing good things, guess what? You're more energized, you're more motivated, and you're preparing for success. Focusing on the bad things, it just keeps you stuck. Appreciating your effort and prioritizing progress is what will actually get you closer to your goals. All right, after you write down 2 things you did well today, next, I want you to reflect on one thing that could have gone better. Notice I did not say one thing that went wrong. There's a big difference between these 2 things. Looking for things that went wrong, it supports the belief that it's not okay to make mistakes. The truth is, mistakes are going to happen, and that's okay. Sometimes things just don't work out. They don't go according to plan. That's life. Give yourself permission not to dwell on every single thing that wasn't perfect. Instead, look for an opportunity to improve. What is something that happened that could have gone better? In what way could you improve in that area to be in a great position for a better outcome in the future? And write that down. All right, so after every single game, I want you to write down 2 things I did well today, 1 thing I could have done better. Next, you're going to come up with a plan for improvement. Now that you know what could have gone better, I want you to decide how you're going to use your practice this week to improve in this area. Maybe you missed a penalty shot in the game. Instead of dwelling on it the rest of the day and judging yourself for making a dumb mistake, schedule time next week to practice taking shots. You instantly trade guilt for action. That is powerful. That is how you master your mindset and elevate your performance. This is how you commit to success for the long term. Every game, before you go into emotional overdrive, ask yourself these 3 questions. What went well? What could have gone better? How will I work to improve this week? You will be amazed at the difference that this makes in your confidence and your performance. Now, you may be thinking, this sounds great, but it would be nice if I could go into games confident. Then it would be easier to follow the strategy. Well, I agree. And the good news is that confidence, it is a mental game skill, which means that it can be improved with practice. So for an instant confidence boost, I want you to spend 2 minutes before your practice doing this simple habit. Are you ready? Review your 2-1 plan. The old way of thinking is going into games with a level of confidence that is completely based on how you performed last, whether that's in a warm-up or the last practice or game. Instead, what if you were intentional and proactive with your confidence, and you took time to reflect on all of the proof and the reasons you have to enter that game with a strong belief in yourself and your skills? Imagine if you committed to the 2-1 plan every day for a week. 1 week from today, you would have 14 reasons to go into your next game confident. You have proof, data, facts that you are doing amazing things and you deserve to walk into competition with your head held high. And guess how you're going to play when you're truly confident? Yep, you guessed it. So much better. You can even look back on the ways you have prioritized growth and worked to improve the past week based on the 2-1 plan. This process, it puts you back in control of your confidence, and it strengthens it to a level where your belief in yourself and your ability exceeds a single game. And the best part, it takes minutes a day. That's it. It's super simple and quick. Now, you may be thinking, there is no way this could work for me, or it's too much work, or it'll take too long. Or maybe you're excited and you can't wait to get started, but like me, you're human, and even with the best intentions, we sometimes forget things. So like Cody, I'm going to ask you to trust the process, start simple, and take action now. So here's your challenge. Download the worksheet and get it in front of you. Think about your last practice or game and go ahead and complete the 2-1 plan for that day. And time yourself while you do this. Seriously, right now, do this. Click the button below, grab your worksheet, and start filling it out as if you're just finishing up your last practice or game. Now, as your mental performance coach for the day, I want to offer a little accountability and encouragement because you are too good to put your confidence to chance. So after you do this, take a picture and post it in the comments below. along with the amount of time it took you to complete it. To celebrate you for taking action and stepping into ownership over your athletic journey, I will be actively engaging in the comments, and I'm going to select a special athlete to send a swag bag to. I know I love a good free t-shirt, don't you? You can absolutely do this. If you like this training and you found it helpful, could you do me a favor? Would you share it with a friend or two who could benefit from hearing this message? Also, please comment below with your thoughts on this video. What'd you like most? I will be personally engaging in the comments, so be sure to drop your biggest questions so I can get those answered for you. I would absolutely love the opportunity to hear from you, and I am so excited to connect. Thanks again for being here. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where I will be going over the 10 most frequently asked questions about the mental game and the mental coaching process. So be sure to keep an eye on your inbox for that. If you have any specific questions for me, drop those below and I'll see if I can get those answered for you too. Until next time, remember, challenges, they're a necessary part of the path to greatness. You are strong, infinitely capable, and you have totally got this. I will see you very soon.